Так, запусти. Давай. Что так медленно двигаешься, мышка? Все. Выходим из Opel. Запускаем Fluch. И заходим на Twitch. И все остальные приложения. Так, мой канал. Омлет. Ёпрст, придется это. О! Отлично. Дальше. Трава. А снится нам трава у дома. Ну тут пусто. Все. Пойду чекну. Омлет. Никто не зашел. Так. Загружаем. Так. Где еще не был, на ютубе я не был. Опа. Новый уровень. Так. Что мне тут осталось качать? Почти все в сотку вкачано. Медицину можно теперь качать, значит. Далее. Вот легкий шаг. Все. На ютубе кто-то есть, а кто не пишется. Скорее всего, я сам. А нет. Кто-то другой. Ладно. Полезные исследования, все аудиозаписи для музыкального автомата. Окей. Буду выполнять все дополнительные миссии. Пока что опыт получать на этом. Развиваться. На омлете никого. На Твиче, скорее всего, тоже никого. Надо будет чекнуть сейчас. Да, на Твиче никого. Хотя пишут, что 2 зрителя. И опять картинки, походу, на Твиче нету. Опять картинку кто-то съел. Ладно, посижу на траве, пойду все эти искать. Так, точно, карта мира. И мне вход в купол сюда. Аж надо. А, мне внутрь, а у меня ключа-то нету. Ладно, другие задания какие есть, давай. Ну тут только это. Ладно. Будем возвращаться. Ой-ой-ой. Вы что тут забыли? Так еще и я себя ранил. Так. Слушай, не подходи ко мне. Не подходи. Как кучка не пойми чего может взорваться. Тихо. Так, и вот там остался. Спасибо за напоминание, что это все. Мне надо назад в мозговой центр. Ай. Не поверю, что опять у меня фоуч без картинки идет. Хотя, походу, так и есть, блин, без картинки. Ну, вот та-то какая. Вот как на это еще реагировать? Привет, привет, Владимир. Так. Мозговой центр. Тихо, блин. Несколько стимуляторов, батарейка, микроядерный скипетр нафиг не нужен. Патрон бутылочной крышки. Опа, стоп, это мне надо. Костюм ученого, ладно, заберу. Энергобатарею заберу.
Did you retrieve the technology? What? I'm surprised you have.
Теперь на
Now he
цифру.
sends his intelligence-consuming scorp. I'm not
Даже не знаю,
certain.
возможно, здесь только
Perhaps
на
it only
машине.
affects machine. If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not. It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting or asking. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to any. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
Ясно, что ничего не ясно. Ну, хоть на Твиче кто-то сидит, это хорошечно. Что это за посетители?
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains. This is the think tank. The nerve center of Big Mountain. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of... Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other. That glowing red scar, that laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the... From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any... Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros's note.
Ой, ее просто
Still,
сильно нажал.
this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with Yes. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something... Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. Think it... Yes, always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The auto dock is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab.
Да.
Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto dock. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure, so he couldn't tell. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how they break through it. Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
Так, ладно, теперь поговорим со всеми остальными.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis fleshed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face can... Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the... Yes, go on. Seeing your... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? Like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling. Your... No, there are no needs contained within my soft gel. Why, my little bear of... I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mouth. Its excessive examination of the human form to achieve disgusting. I would never succumb to such... Why, we We create not only scientific marvel, everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be. What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity. Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes. You are the second one I've met in recent time. Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety. I do not know, nor should we try to. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, but once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would. That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain, it really could be anywhere. Brains are. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it it is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the. Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones, and then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to. Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and his one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing. It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world. Peace. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge. You'll see, no matter what your question. Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way.
Очень много информейшена.
Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure. Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
Блин, не могу с ним поговорить, мне не хватает восприятия, да?
And you return. Looping, yes. It is a scientific. We haven't researched this, as my colleagues care little about the behavior. It is why so many are littered around the facility, like it varies according to the number and density of... In 43% of observed cases, true lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject... I have tried to observe more cases, but subjects...
Восприятия не хватает, блин.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother correcting it. Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great...
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ooh. Worry about House? Why would I do this? And him and his dirty girl bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological... Fine. I don't like to talk about it. 8. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of little... This human. I can't believe it. He broke out. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were... When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but... Two other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you. Yeah, I do. It wasn't always oh. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the science. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. I might as well take Dala up on that self-vivisection competition. Forget this. It's like...
Блин, интеллекта не хватает, ёпарасоте. Ай.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a... Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. I'd have a few left. Let me... Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place...
Да. Ладно. С остатками поговорим там. Вот еще двое. Пять. Тут-то шо? Угу. Да, отрицательную получил. Ну и ладно. Ничего не ясно, но очень интересно. Угу. Ладно, я тут уже все прокликал. Так, доктор Борус.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling... Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up. Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep for such... So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject to... Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes. Indeed, docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at... Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters. No, such creatures are found only here. For I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the... Perhaps a demonstration of my castration. Impregnate you? What? The mere notion makes the edges of my biome... Nonsense! I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict... In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards with the Great Static, or beyond, there were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. What? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieged... The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger from his lair in the Forbidden Zone. His terrifying robe. He must be... The radar fence protects us all. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us. And it is the ultimate defense. It makes perfect sense. Who are you to question? Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, that and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. No! Beyond is death. No matter where these strange humans wander in from. Enough! Stop filling my... You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. There is logic and purpose in it. If the science is powerful and in the right... It is our home, threatened by... All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon... But no, Mobius will not let us rest. Scare... It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have... Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the... Yes, in the past, individuals would come to us. We could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had... If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But whether it was holograms, new autodots, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go. Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. And the crater helps keep everything inside. Until...
Так. Бам, бам, бам.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
Говорю, с тобой задавать вопросы.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Our conversation got interrupted twice, I believe. Once when... Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time... Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation.
Пришел и ушел. Так, ладно, сейчас мне надо задание взять другое. Да блин, я не могу ему помочь, из-за того, что у него восприятия не хватает. А, интеллекта, блин. Просто единицы не хватает. Ладно. Ну, тогда пойдем сюда. Надеюсь, это мне внутрь надо. То мало ли. Ну да, внутрь.
Ready, steady, fighting.
Ё-моё. Полосатик, блин. Таймер. Ну все, можно выбираться вот отсюда. Да блин, жалко, это не выход. Так. Вперед. Так, здесь я уже все обыскал, получается, да? Да.
This one looks pretty tough.
Вау, да ё-моё, она дорогущая. Так. Топорик тоже заберем.
Do you like me?
Не знаю, оставить, не оставить. Да, давай, оставим. Пока что оставим. Так, возвращаемся на базу. Возвращаемся на базу. Так.
The lobotomite returns.
What?
What? Why, yes, it is. And no matter how canned the food, he would always eat. You know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through. Why? No matter how awful my day had been, he... And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty Sit, and... If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain, that, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of... As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care. Still, it is no matter. I do not need to remember... Until next time, then.
Так. Пойду теперь сюдышеньки. Дверочки открывать. А для начала... Наконец-то открыли. Книга не нужна. О, дорого стоят эти очки. Динозаврик.
you done all we asked? If not, we will not hesitate to ask again.
Тут пустовато. Так. Пойду вернусь в умный дом. Срочное дело появилось. Починиться надо. Нет, это большой робот, умный дом. Мне нужно починить. Ладно, пускай все починит. Теперь я у тебя тут ща все продам теперь. Магнум оставить нет. Ладно, продадим. Взрыв и интеллект. О, мне эти очки нужны. Ща у меня там еще есть в сундуке что-нибудь на продажу. Свет во тьме. Так, во-первых, плазменная винтовка, охотничья винтовка. Что используется у меня как мебат? Энергетическая, это ясно. Это магнумы, когда можно продать вот эту винтовку. Вот то, что используется. Тогда плазменную винтовку тоже продадим. Это ставим. Ща.
Might I be of service?
Плазменную винтовку тоже можно продать. Я хочу проверить кое-что. Ладно, думаю, вайр продам. А вот эту фигню оставим.
Might I be of service?
Все. Деньги верну. Пойдем теперь поговорим с нашими дружбанчиками. Привет, Миполь. Мипол. Так. Нужно взять пушку ТСУ на какую? На 4. Все назначили.
Have you done all? Did you retrieve the technology? What? You did? Now, all I need to do is check my transmission database. Oh, yes, there's... Yes, No, I mean, yes.
Да, мне только
You
нужно
just need
быстро
to
правильно разменять.
analyze these I know how these If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract contradictory statements before. On how to use them. Yes. So you're saying it's the X2 array, not the Let me check some... I have it. The override sequence to open the forbidden zone. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency and the stealth suit to bypass... Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly... Biological... I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together. But for now, the door should be unsealed. Now. And that message is science. You can go.
Давай медицину докачаем до максимума, который могу.
What?
Ясно, тут не о чем говорить. Ну ладно, осталась только одна точка, куда мы можем идти. Одна единственная. Привет, привет, танкист. Когда ты успел зайти, блин? Я пошел поздороваться с одним чуваком, ты зашел сразу же, походу. Как только пошел здороваться с другим чуваком на другом... На другой вообще платформе. Да блин, где? А где моя супер-мега пушка на 4 точно? Хватит по мне палить. Ай. Ё-моё, точно ты не оставляет живодилы.
This will keep you on your feet.
Ладно, где? Это, о! Вот это будет легче. Ау. Сгорели.
Are we being watched?
Ну и слава богу.
Bad guys dealt with.
Сейчас я тут буду опять перегружен. Опять будет куча веса. Во-первых, помощь сразу же стимулятор, а то с ХПшкой все плохо. И все видят теперь только вход в купол. Все задания, которые остались. Забыл. У меня же есть очки, которые науку дают. Я сейчас могу разобраться с этим заданием. Ой, науку, блин. Сейчас одену их и вспомню. Интеллект, блин, науку. Я смогу разобраться с именем доктора, блин. Оу. Доктора 0. Где ты там? Вот ты.
Yes, thank you. Zero. Zero's my name. I'm proud of it. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow. So when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Да ёп, красота. И опять интеллекта не хватает. Ну ё-моё.
I might as well take dollar.
Ну ладно, хоть так. Но, блин, обидно, что опять интеллекта просто не хватает. Опять просто интеллекта не хватает, ё-моё. Чё у меня персонаж такой не раскачанный? Ни восприятия не хватает, ни интеллекта, блин. Ладно, телепортируемся. Блюз стародовой барьеры, познай глубину, нет, полевые исследования. Вот это нужно. И сразу же сюда, да. Спасибо за подписочку, Ами. И танкист тоже, кстати. Ай. Да откуда вы только появляетесь? А, ясно откуда. Хватит за мной идти. Да уж.
Injecting Stimpack. Was that all?
Ладно, вроде бы со всеми разобрались. И это хорошо.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. Injecting Stimpack.
Бесконечное количество патронов на такое уходит. Энергетическое, ядерное. Энергетическое, ядерное, все, спасибо. И Тиме спасибо за напоминание, что я делал глоток.
This one looks pretty tough.
Ау.
Fighting over. Uh-oh.
Я его просто с одного выстрела сжёг.
Bad guys
Это
don't.
Это ненормальное чувство. Я его с одного выстрела сжег. Это ж капец. Я его просто сжег с одного выстрела. Мне даже вот эти роботы не пригодились.
Move along, please.
Это вообще смешно, блин.
You're my best friend forever.
Просто повезло с крит ударом и все. Враг отлетел. Охранная турель. Она не пригодилась. Это аварийное отключение, просто его шотнул. С одного выстрела. Даже роботы эти не постреляли. Особо. Просто дал крит. И минус гигантский робот. Ну ладно, я тут это просто собираю тогда мусор всякий. На продажу. Да ладно, надо будет сейчас покинуть данную базу и поискать еще кое-чего по заданиям. Антирадин пригодится. Антирадин, радикс. И пустой шкаф. На выход. Угу. Пешочком тогда пройдем. Конечно, было бы от исследовательского центра. Ну, ближе, ладно. Исследовательский центр, вот. Сюда. Нет, это не он. Ты, походу, где-то наверху.
Time to fight.
Ну, бы, конечно, снайпера.
Please take this. I don't want you to die. Was that all?
Так, это я все забираю. Это я все забираю. А мне, походу, куда-то наверх надо.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Блин, не достает.
Bad guys dealt with.
Как разобраться с плохими парнями, блин? Критануть их. Крит урон, блин. И как мне туда попасть? Наверх я тут не залезу. Да, не залезу. Вот тут только залезу, если. Все, залезли. Теперь мне надо как-то вот на эту трубу залезть. Все, залезли. И идем сюда. Нет. Ну хоть не умер. Повезло. Использовать стимуляторы, блин. Уже я настолько много их использовал. Неужели вылет игры сейчас будет? Музыка перестала играть, все перестало играть. Да, вылет. Как всегда, вылет. Ментанты, ссылка на донат. Кто-то на Twitch заходил и ушел. Да. Заходил и ушел. На траву заходили, ушли. Везде зашли и ушли. Да еще и это вылетел. Кстати, YouTube. Рутюб, блин. Никого не было. Ну вот и хорошо. А то обидно бы было. С чуваком он и поздоровался, он такой, я обиделся. Больше не приду. Так, ладно, далее. Нахожусь в жопе мира. Вон тогда от сигнального холма пойдем. Раз на то пошло.
Time to fight.
Да вы надоели. Боже. Тут еще и эти роботы идут. Не достает. Ладно.
Please take this. I don't want you to die.
Убьет с помощью взрывчатки, блин, врагов. Все. Такой пистолет плохой. А вот такой.
This will keep you on your feet.
Вот и все.
That all? Ready, steady, fighty. Please take this. I don't want you to die.
Может, все же достанем?
Does that feel better?
Достали.
That's all.
Один пакет с семенами есть. Остался второй пакет.
Ready, steady, fighty.
Разобрались. И вот и последний пакет с семенами. Возвращайтесь в умный дом.
You got some plans for me, don't you? Ah, yeah, baby. Just slip it in there. Well, hell.
If you know what the word proletariat means, do you know what that makes you? Well-read and erudite.
was the haps.
Звуковой эмиттер. Тарантул пока что для меня самый лучший был. Ну-ка. Оружие, робот-скорпион. Где этот робот-скорпион? Вот. Критический эми бонус урона по роботам. Если критический удар, то будет взрыв. Вот это тоже хорошо, ладно, оставлю его. А какой-то у меня был на 8. О, новый уровень. Медицину докачиваем и... Выживание надо качать. Конечно, интенсивный друг ночи. Но вот эта интенсивная тренировка нужна. Ну да. Мне нужно интенсивную тренировку взять. И взять интеллект. Готово. Удеваем очки. Так, про очки забыл.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that. Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot. I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can... They make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. You know, hearing my name said like that, it really do. As for discoveries, well, of course. You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors. And those... If you could just hold on to that for me until...
Ну, отлично, с одним разобрались вопросом. Оп, 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 оп. В умный дом.
Might I be of service?
Починиться.
Might I be of service?
Ну, Мария пускай остается. Гранатомет, может, брать не буду. Так, что это я? О! Так, во-первых, флайер. Топор. Дальше. Дальше. костюм. Так, что у меня в сундуке осталось? Свет во тьме. Можно, конечно, продать. Вот так, охотничья винтовка. Свет во тьме, пожалуй, продам.
Might I be of service?
Все потихоньку продается. Так, теперь берем костюмы, и мне очки пока что больше не понадобятся. Так, это в костюмах. Пускай лежат. Помощь. Что это? Выпью, пожалуй. Ну, вес я уже убавил, так что все нормально. Так, допустим, теперь надо судить верстаку и рецензинг сделать. А то много чего у меня там завалялось. Все, модифицировать ничего не буду. Задания какие остались. Не будем в блюз старого мира. Идем теперь по главному заданию. Блин, вылет. Вот это плохо. Плохо, плохо. Очень плохо. Кстати, восприятие ноги надо же увеличить, да? Может, ментанты, кстати, реально помогут. Я и забыл, что ментанты могут что-то увеличивать. Единственное, самое главное, на них не подсесть, а то будет плохо. Избавляться потом от этого надо будет. Так, давай. Загружайся. Я приказываю тебе. О. Далее, просто да. Для начала надо это ментант хотя бы посмотреть, что они дают. А то я их все продаю.
Might I be of service?
Всё, давай мне сюда.
Might I be of service?
Все. Нормально, конечно, прошел. Ну да ладно. Бывает.
And you return. energy of lobotomites. It... Perhaps there is value in what you say. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Ooh. Bloop. Bloop. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come.
Ну все, вроде бы задание выполнено.
I don't understand how you can stand those leg things.
Давай без вылетов. О, я случайно нажал быстрая загрузка. Хорошо, что я это сохранился.
I don't understand how you can stand those leg
Добрый мессия. Ух.
things.
Мгм.
I'm running out of floor space for my calculations.
Ясно, он меня игнорит. Тогда я просто поизучаю комнату. Лишним точно не будет. Сколько тут ментантов? Если бы я знал, я бы не попал. Ой, ладно. Просто дофига. Дофига, дофига, дофига.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Просто дофигища. Уч, в глаза ударили. Ментанты.
Electrons attached to the neutron. The neutrons attached to the meson. Mesons connected to the proton.
Да, довоенные. Блоки ядеркова. Блок. Когда. Ух, ё, какой тут беспорядок-то.
Pip-Boy lights on.
Так, о, еще один топорик. Истощенный стимулятор. Ладненько, вроде все обыскали.
I do so love integers.
Чиним сами. Перчатка. О, сундук. Костюм, наука плюс 15. Интеллект плюс 2. Тоже хорошая вещичка. Ща, подожди, я с тобой поговорю. Но сначала все заберу у тебя. Я люблю собирать всякий хлам. Так что тебе придется потерпеть. Тем более тут патронов много. Не. А вот это надо. Ну, вроде все, можно сохраниться. Здрасте, вы, ты или вы. Здесь не так не прошу прощения. Сказать наверняка.
You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye... Would you care for a men... I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts. I forget them all not long after, though. Especially with the data constant. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis. After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment. Do you? And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go... Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant... The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, please be my guest. The receptor is there. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. Oh, a variety of raisins. You're something of a homily. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed. If you were to go back with what your brain knows of... Your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. Even if I forget them occasionally. I find... Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these... How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data drained... Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Yes, this is getting interesting. Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take men... As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it... Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe your brain expressed... Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all... Like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new... Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement, not an inappropriate word. But, yes, I did take some liberties. I certainly didn't until you said trap. radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here, or as you like to say, trapped. Oh, Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometry. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were and the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. Really? It is so unlike... Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather... Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce. Then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that there have been other visitors to make them doubt that you were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they... Yes, very good. I should have mentats in just you. In any event, you showed up at the think tank. Bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, but it was enough for the autodock in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to... And once they... Oh no, I doubt your brain would be so unreasonable that already, if you become friends or exist in an uneasy... Well, once the think tank was dealt with, of course, your brain is a responsible... I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astro... My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to... And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are neat. The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency, and the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. They had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. Yes, my overly aggressive cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep... Oh, and the get me the things to cast... But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could... You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. It's because you're... well... Oh, that means my... Oh, well. Indeed, the goodbye part.
С уравнениями на полу.
folk who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we? Ah, lovely. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, Dick, and I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on... And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all those feelings that motivate you. That sense of righteousness. Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive... Well, look, it's all... Oh, all right. Perhaps I'm not going to lie to you. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, in your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly... Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to... Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel... I suppose you're right. Indeed, quite the conundrum. I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin. Unfortunately, even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those... We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt... And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived. Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our... Don't seem so bad. They vivisected us just to see what would happen. Imagine that kind of science spread across the entire... Is that... Well, I suppose I do miss those That arrangement suits me fine. Do try not to get too many hopes. Right then, you'd best be off, hadn't you? The think tank will be waiting. No, don't worry about me. When you're gone, I'll flush myself over to the sink. It's amazing how far you can get in this. I'll keep myself hidden in the ductwork. Klein won't suspect I'm inside the dome, so I can also upgrade the sink's autodock with the procedures to reinstall your heart and spine, assuming you want all. With any luck, I'll see you in the sink when this is all.
Да, свое собственное сердце не очень хочет как-то возвращать, но...
I hypothesize after the indignant frequencies my receptors had... If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep... Blast. Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I forgot I had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its... Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. Well, there's many things they have forgotten sitting in their bowls. Much like your brain, I am certain there is something you can... A wise man. Or, if not, you can always... Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice... Or you could... And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could... They're more than a little gullible. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look...
Пойдем, пойдем, пойдем на поиски приключений. Да, ладно, осмотрим другие. Ау, ну ладно, не так уж и больно. К сожалению, не залезу. Все прямо тут. А я думал, что я так медленно иду.
You require some You require some additional...
Угу. Ну, нормально, 295.
The lobotomized... I recommend watching... Now, your brain... And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the... With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot... And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this... You are lying. No. Why would you reason with that? Nonsense. Confer,
Dr. Klein, I must...
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism breathing in.
Gala, these vocalized...
Klein, you know, this lobotomide, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right?
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections and...
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. And my name is Zero. Yeah, a big...
The Slash, as a designator of... Why, that is...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than... You know what? Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brain-gill beam oscillation? The shine...
How dare you? Brainial beam oscillation was solely... Ed, why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary... What is wrong with you?
If I may, this lobotomite is much like us, regarding even animals, and instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name...
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous car... And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and zm together like... I count as 5, like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5... Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are... You dare use... That's no deal at all. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it. For you, I have a strange sensation. Very well, partner.
Выполнено.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others, which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The Sync atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip.
It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the Showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant, and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier left the brain at the Big Empty. A strange thing to say, but it was the truth. brains are less important than they may seem. When the courier's body finally passed, the brain was saddened. It kept on, remembering the vessel that had once contained it. Even at the end, when it started to fail, however, the brain resisted going into a floating chassis like the think tank. It never said why. Perhaps it was out of respect for the courier's body. All things must come to an end, and to hang on to the past is something that's not to be undertaken lightly.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Окей. Новый уровень. Выживание все.
Please, please, please tell me you stomped Dr. O's brain into a fine paste. Did he squeal? Who's the flatware?
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank had been satisfactorily... Very good.
Ясно, у тебя как раз таки ничего не появилось. Ну ладно. Так. И я тебе даже ничего продать не могу. Ну, на себя, сюда, по идее, могу возвращаться. И это хорошо. Вот тебе вот это. 200 крышек не будут лишними. Найс. Я могу теперь перемещаться.
Sneaking gun. Fighting now.
Чего?
That guy is dealt with.
Просто один выстрел и все. Так, ладно, нужно быстренько сейчас переместиться кое-куда. Северные ворота, площадь. Так. Он постой. Стой, 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 стой. Стой.
Hey there.
О, 2000 крышек, все. Блин, 3000. Ой, ладно, метательный топор. И все. Боевую броню еще можно. Просто все забрал у тебя.
Things are tense on the strip right now. The head of one of Mr. House's families was killed.
Hey there, need anything?
Тоже 2000.
Tonight.
Can't. King's got me busy on something.
There's talk of someone going into the Lucky 38 to talk to Mr. House. That's bullshit.
Да, ни с кем.
Hey.
We're gonna have rat tonight.
Попал. Так.
I used to guard at the gate, but there's no money in it these days. Only the big name guards getting business.
Man, I thought those tin cans of Mr. House's were tough before.
Have you seen the shit they can do now?
This one looks pretty tough.
Come on!
Dun, 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 dun.
Ready, steady, fighty. Bad guys dealt with.
Привратники. Так, это кто у нас?
Hello again.
А, с тобой я уже разговаривал. Ну а тут-то никого. О, все, пришел на место, блин, наконец-то. Наконец на месте. Президентский люкс. Моя кровать, да? Сундук для оружия 2. Гардеробы. И тут гардеробы. Торговый автомат. Пепельница. Рация. Пошли. Вот нефиг заняться, коллекцию собираем. Бинокль. Ладно, тут ничего вроде как. Холодильник раз, холодильник два. Пусто. Пусто. Опа, вот этого я не видел. Сундук мастера, сундук мастера. Бинокль, детонатор. Да. Плазменная винтовка. Тут уже ничего такого интересного нет. В казино назад.
This one looks pretty tough.
Компьютер взломанных замков скрыто. Существ убит. Людей, локации, заданий. От использования стимуляторов оружия. Так, снаряжение, оружие. Все, назад. Умный дом. И пойдем к этим людям. Налоговый центр.
I trust matters.
Покажите. Установить импланты на размер. В режиме скрытности. Кстати, вот это надо бы. Жидкости при питье. Я вот это, пожалуй, воспользуюсь. О, теперь я хотя бы побыстрее бегаю. Ну, теперь хотя бы побыстрее бегаю. Никаких новых разговоров нет, ясно.
Thank you for what you have done. I feel an odd emotion. Gratitude.
Не в тот проход вошел. Как всегда, мусор, мусор, мусор. Но зато я теперь могу побыстрее бегать. Я в приседе иду точно так же, как будто стоя. Это нормально. Теперь я могу хоть вечность так ходить.
I'm having the most peculiar feeling of deja vu right now. Why, of course you can. I am well versed in the...
Дежавю.
I bet no one has ever been as
Незаметнее,
unnoticed as
незаметнее и
me.
прозрачно. Я, блин. Ай. Ну хоть ноги не сломал. Хотя бы ноги не сломал. И на том спасибо. Я могу кучу всего собрать и...
You took. It's the.
Nice to see you back. I've come to a similar... All right, this shouldn't be...
If Sir would press Sir's spinal area against my primary instrument panel, I might vibrate at a soothing frequency.
Да, большая гора. Все. Телепортируйся, как всегда, сюда, понял. Вон на этом моменте я сохранюсь, пожалуй. Думаю, надо будет пройтись, что ли, по локациям. А то локаций я очень много оставил последних неизведанных. Ну так, наверное, сейчас это дополню. Берегись, как мало мы знаем. это мне надо. Понял. Попозже, попозже.
Are you fucking... Jesus fucking Christ! If you want me... I don't know. Prize for... Bullshit. You're holding... Luck, that's how. I'm just that... You're looking at the second... It ain't like we came to Nipton to play it. Me and my crew had it worked out to kidnap some... Had it all worked out with the scumbag Mick. We get in position, and next thing... They dragged us and everybody else. He said we needed to be punished for what we did. Not all of us. What do you think? First up was the lucky loser. Then came the crucifix. Third place runners-up got in... Him? When his ticket came up, they burned... Yeah, a bunch of those Legion fucks dragged... Don't act like you'd be doing...
Все задание. Спасибо. Освободить пленников. Ну, надеюсь, по стелсу сможем пройти.
Oh, I don't know if you recognize me from the strip. When I handed you the mark of Caesar, I wasn't wearing a dog. Don't worry, I won't have you lashed to a cross like the... I want you to witness the fate of the town of Nipton. I want you to teach everyone you meet. Then I bid you Wale.
Did you see that? That guy was gonna I am now. I was just minding my own business heading west when that psycho came out of nowhere and started shooting. He kept shouting about... No reason it should, I suppose.
This one looks pretty tough.
Кажется, я немного не по плану прошелся.
Only ladder powder ganger, but not no
Fair kill.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Говорили, кого-то на огонек бросили, не по крыше. Ну, это явно не тут и не тут. Либо уже все сгорело дотла. Жаль, печаль. Фух, ладно, сохранимся на этом, пожалуй. И я закончу.